Before the video starts, here's a quick update on the hull survey done on Aitch. In the words of Colin the surveyor, the hull is in excellent condition, but there is some points Colin picked up inside the boat, so I'll show you those on future videos. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video.
Morning. I've just spent my first night on the boat and I didn't get a wink of sleep. Where it's moored up against the concrete there and there's no fenders, every 2 minutes it was going bang. Every time I went to go to sleep, bang, wake me up. Plus Aitch is covered in paint dust where people have been rubbing down their boats in the boatyard. First job, I'm going to have a go at doing the solar panels. The kit that I've bought will give me 300 watts. I think that'll be plenty for me. There's no adjustment on these brackets, but that's okay. That was a bit of luck. Worked out dead in the centre of the mushroom vent and the chimney. I've had to put the panels at the front of the boat because the back of the boat's too busy with the barge poles, planks, etc. Plus, being a lone boater, you have to climb onto the roof to get out of locks. And someone like me needs as much space as they can get. I'm putting a lot of pressure on here and I'm making no progress. It's alright, there's only 16 to do. My arms, and it's only the first one. I had to stop filming it here, or the whole video would have been drilling one hole. If you don't sweep up the swarf, you end up with rust dots all over the roof. I've bought 6mm bolts to fix these panels down with, so I've got a 6mm tap and I'm going to use the drill to tap it out. Because you're making holes in the boat, you've got to make sure that you seal it up properly. I'm using this Ceraflex to help stick it down and seal all the holes. I'm using some soapy water on my finger to tidy up the sealant around the bracket. I find you get a better finish that way. With the kit that I got, I only got 3 metre leads that come from the battery to the solar controller. So the cables from the solar panels have got to go all the way to the back of the boat. So I'm going to the easiest point where I can make a cable entry into the boat without taking all the panels down in the inside of the boat. Some of these panels were stuck together with varnish, so I had to break the seal. Putting some sealant round the cable gland. I'm back outside now. I'm going to measure out the distances for the clipping of the cable. What I usually do is I measure the first clip and I measure the last clip, and then I measure between them and I work it out evenly so you can space all the clipping evenly. I've got these sticky pads that you can put a cable tie through. The sticky is probably not going to be good enough, so what I've done, I reinforced it with a bit of Ceraflex, so they shouldn't come up. I was going to put the cables in a 20mm flexible conduit, but they didn't have any in the shop that I went. So at a later date, if I feel that they could be damaged at all, I will split a bit of conduit on one side and then fit it over the cables and tie the conduit. That's the finished job on the outside. That's the cables from the batteries into the boat. I'm going to have to sort this mess out, but it'll have to be at a later date. This is a 30 amp solar controller, and I'm lucky really that it's at the back of the boat because it's got two USB ports that I can charge cameras while I'm cruising. I left a lot of slack on these cables for future use, where I'm probably going to upgrade the solar controller and batteries, so it's going to give me a little bit of scope for later on. And what I've done is I pushed all the slack into the wall after I connected everything up. And this is the final result, all up and working.